Good evening, and welcome back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. I'm Alison, and today is Monday, October 28th.
Hello, Alison. I'm Rob Turnside. I'm all dressed up for Halloween, orange and black.
In an interesting turn of tables, I am the one dressed up in...
Oh, I thought that was your normal stuff.
It should be. I was told I should wear this thing more often.
What, it's appropriate for government work. Let me put it that way.
Yes, I suppose.
Anyway, you ran in the Baltimore Half Marathon. How was that?
I did. It was really fun. I was pretty nervous about it. It was my first half marathon, but I have to say that again, it was my first half marathon, so I don't know how other marathons are, but it was just so cool that all of Baltimore comes out and is cheering and supporting, and they have signs. Like my favorite sign was, "Who needs toes?" Because your toes get kind of beaten up. Toes, like on your feet.
Toes. No, I have never run that far, so I don't know.
Oh, well, they start to hurt after a while. And then I saw another one that reminded me, you paid for this, which was another good thing.
So you finished 2 hours and something, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I'm getting ready for Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays, and you should know we have 2 months between now and Christmas.
Is that why it's your favorite holiday? Because it starts.
Well, it just starts the whole deal,
Yeah.
You got to have something to look forward to once it stays dark all the time,
Exactly. There's so much to look forward to this time of year.
We're changing the clocks to Sunday, right?
I was going to ask you, actually.
Fall back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that means we get an extra hour.
Of sleep.
Yeah, of sleep. That's my primary concern.
It's small benefit. You get seasonal affective disorder for like 3 months in a row.
Yeah, it's rough. It can be rough, but again, we have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah.
So I should have worn a costume, I guess.
Oh no, it's fine. You're wearing a costume. You're wearing orange and black. You're dressed festively. I thought you'd outdo me.
Well, I could have worn my Farticus Maximus Poet of Rome
Yeah,
costume.
you're saying that's your favorite. That's been your favorite costume. So
one of my favorites. I made a hard hat into a Roman helmet, and I had goofy glasses with. Right, and I would spout poetry in a Roman style. It's actually something I did for my first TV show in 1984.
Yeah, your first stint. I didn't know you had a previous stint in the entertainment
Well, I was the guy. The show was called You're Hooked, and I was the guy that did all the dumb acts, and I got hooked. I'll try to find some footage from that.
Yeah, please do. My favorite costume, well, I was a genie, as in I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, yeah, Jeannie.
When I was like 8 or 9. My mom made that costume, and then I made myself a loofah costume.
What is it?
A loofah, like in the shower.
Oh, those sponge things, yeah.
Yeah, that one was fun, too.
Wow. Well, Elkton had a great parade. They say it was the biggest ever this past weekend. The Northeast is having trick-or-treat on Main Street.
Up.
Halloween proper.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So I haven't been trick-or-treating in a long time, but I thought it could be good to talk about some safety tips. So if you are trick-or-treating by yourself, you shouldn't. You should trick-or-treat with friends and an adult.
Right.
And only go to houses you're familiar with. And of course, don't take any candy that's not very much.
And bring a flashlight.
Bring a flashlight. Yeah, thank you, because it's getting dark by 7 o'clock now. And of course, if you make sure the candy that you take is tightly wrapped and in its original packaging.
Hasn't been opened.
Have a parent. Yeah, exactly. And have a parent inspect it before you eat it. And obviously, kids should use pillowcases because they carry way more candy than any other sort of container.
Yes, that's a good idea. Oh, and the kids love it too.
Yeah.
So what are we having on the show tonight? It's Halloween. We got a scary book author.
Yes, we have a scary book author, S.K.
Ballinger.
And we have Patti Paulus from The Palette and the Page. And then we've got Alexcys Ryan from Triangle Health and Liz Yates from the Health Department talking about the open enrollment period for healthcare insurance.
Good. Sounds like a good show.
Yep. And now for a word from our sponsors. Good evening, and welcome back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. On November 1st, open enrollment begins for qualified health plans under the Affordable Care Act. Here to talk about it are Alexcys Ryan from Triangle Health Alliance and Liz Yates from the Cecil County Health Department. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, Alison.
I'll read across. A wave would have been fine. So, talk about your roles, because I think that's really important in how people should find information and seek out resources throughout open enrollment. So, Alexcys, you work for Triangle Health Alliance, and you specialize in the qualified health plan, so people who do not qualify for Medicaid necessarily and are eligible to renew and update their plans.
Yes. So for most people throughout the year, they can either get insurance through their employer or through Medicaid, Medicare, maybe a spouse's employer. But our qualified health plans are focused on those that don't have any of those options or don't have an affordable option through their employer, which is more common than you would think. So during the 6 weeks of open enrollment, we are filling that void for those consumers that don't have options otherwise. And we work really closely with Liz's team, who is screening individuals for Medicaid and being determined that they no longer meet those Medicaid income guidelines. So that's when she would hand them off to us during our open enrollment period.
And at the health department, you are responsible for helping people who think they may be eligible for Medicaid. That's right?
We basically see anyone who wants to have either Medicaid or a qualified health plan. If we determine that they're eligible for a qualified health plan, we hand them off to Alexcys and her team because they're the experts as far as that's concerned. We do encourage people to apply all year round, because if you may not be eligible for Medicaid, your child probably would be, because the income guidelines are much higher for children than what they are for adults.
And what are those guidelines or the thresholds this year?
For a family of three, to be eligible for Medicaid as an adult, you can't make any more than $26,000 a year.
Okay.
But for a child, it can go up to $60,000, $70,000 a year with a small premium.
Okay. So we were talking a bit earlier about the certain scenarios when if you don't do open enrollment during the 6 weeks, you are still eligible at other times during the year to do so.
Yep.
What are those?
So there's specific populations and times during your life that you might be eligible outside of that very tight 6 week time frame. First and foremost, the loss of insurance. So if you've lost it through your employer, if you've lost it through Medicaid, perhaps you've moved, that's a special enrollment. If you get married, if you have a child or become pregnant, as of January 1, pregnancy for the first time ever is going to be a special enrollment qualification. So those are some of the key times: losing a job, losing insurance, marriage, divorce.
Turning 26?
Turning 26 and coming off of your parents' insurance is a very popular special enrollment for us.
So how can people get in touch with the health department or with you?
With the health department, we're at 401 Bow Street in Elkton. They can walk in. Our hours are 8 to 4:30, 5 o'clock to answer questions. And we'll be open every Saturday except for the Saturday of Thanksgiving from 9 to 12. You can also call 410-996-5126.
Okay.
And we have a few locations throughout the community, as well as being mobile positions. So our primary office is at 210 Chesapeake Boulevard. It's one building beyond the county government building, all the way at the end. We also have a space at Union Hospital. You would check in at outpatient registration for us. Outside of open enrollment, we also are housed at the Department of Social Services a few days a week. And again, we are mobile, so during open enrollment, you'll see us at the libraries a lot, trying to meet people where they are, especially for those maybe out in Conowingo, we'll meet them at the Perryville Library. Those in Earlville, we'll meet them at the Cecilton Library. So we really try to make as many options as possible during open enrollment.
Okay, great. So as a reminder, open enrollment begins November 1st and runs through December 15th. Thanks so much for being here, Alexcys Ryan and Liz Yates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Tonight we're back with director of The Palette and the Page, Patti Paulus, because we're coming up on the first Friday of November. So we have First Friday in Elkton, plus a bunch of other cool things going on in downtown Elkton right now. Thanks so much for being here.
Alison, thanks for having me back.
Of course. So first, we have a couple of things that are coming to a close. We've got the Scarecrow exhibit, Scarecrow
Contest. There are scarecrows all up and down Main Street.
And they're adorable.
And you can vote for your favorite one.
And so they're sponsored by different businesses? Okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then we have the 12 by 12 exhibit at Elkton Station.
Correct. And that they will not have an opening on Friday as far as I know, because the exhibit actually opened in at the beginning of October. But the exhibit goes through November 20th. Okay. And then the great thing about it is 12 by 12, and it's not only frame pieces, but there's ceramics in there and everything. If it could fit into a 12 by 12 cube, it was eligible.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And 50% of the proceeds go to the Cecil College Fine Arts Scholarship Program.
Great.
So it's a really cool thing. If you're looking for a little piece of art or a gift for somebody, it's a great opportunity.
And who are those artists? Are they students?
No, some are probably students, but artists from the community.
Okay.
Right.
Great. And that is in the lobby, that downstairs area of Elkton Station, I'm guessing?
Right, in their gallery. That's their gallery space, yes.
So then we have some new murals.
We do. The first one that is, and I haven't seen it, I've just seen pictures, at the Cecil County Public Library in Elkton has a brand new mural that was sponsored. It was worked out collaboratively between the Arts Council and the library. So they had their, I guess their unveiling last Thursday, when I was not able to go, but it's exciting. And then there's new ones in downtown too. There's one, they refurbished the old one, sort of like the historical one that's next to the pizza place. They're refurbishing that. But on the back of that building, there's a new mural. And then Rob Masmiano had the big whale on the side, and it was falling apart. Well, he has redone that. Not the whale, he's put up new, it's more like Eastern Shore birds and things. So,
cool.
Yeah, so there's that. And well, that's it with the murals. But I didn't mention to you before, the Arts Council opened up a new little garden. It's called the Garden at 135. It's beside the Arts Council. So they did that at the beginning of October. So that's a new thing in town too.
That is very exciting. And I was thinking the Main Street in Elkton, but also the library are great places for public art, because the library, I mean, people are there and they're doing other things, but it's a great place to enjoy art, and then to have. That's so cool about the garden. I didn't know that.
Right. Yeah, it's really, I went there last week. It's pretty sweet. So, yeah.
Nice. So, of course, this Friday is November 1st.
Yes.
So I kind of love that First Friday is actually on the 1st of the month.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It is cool. So what's going on?
So, first of all, the Arts Council, their gala, their big fundraiser, is on First Friday this year. So, and it has sold out, but I just want to let people know that they're opening for their, it's their 20th annual photography show, and it's I think it's a juried show, will be next Friday on November 8th.
Right.
Okay. So then what's happening in town is Art Space on Main has their little gallery out front, and then there are some demonstrations happening, and these happen every month at Tidewater Tattoo and Sue's Quilt. You can pop in and see what's going on. And at our place, which is very exciting, we are featuring 2 artists in our special exhibit gallery. And Rebecca Giles is, she paints light like I have never seen.
Light?
Light. Like reflections of light or things illuminated by light. She's 19 years old. She's at, I want to make sure I get this right. She's a 3rd-year student at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art, and she's autistic. And so it'll be a little bit different because she probably will not interact with the crowd. She's going to be there, but her talent, when I saw it, it blew me away. So I'm very excited about that. And then we have Katie Holder, who does chainmail jewelry.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what chainmail is?
Yeah, I know from the I can't remember his name, but the man who did the huge Maryland flag.
Right. So she does all different kinds of designs in chainmail, and it's all jewelry, of course. So, and she has some really lovely pieces. And the brilliance of Rebecca's work with the brilliant pieces that Katie's done, it's another beautiful show. And I'm just so excited. So I'm hoping people will come out because, and if you can't make it, the show's up until the end of November, the 30th. It comes down on Saturday because that's Small Business Saturday. I'm just going to put a plug in for that.
Thank you.
And, of course, we'll have 2 authors. We'll have Sharon Brubaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if you haven't read her books, they're really fun. They take place at The Green Man.
I always look for the Green Man in various...
Yeah.
Well, I don't look for him, but I see him. You see him. It's a common motif.
It is a very common motif. And if you haven't read him, you should read him. And then Ryan Gebhardt, who is a new author to us, he is finishing up his master's in architecture, but he's created their fantasy, and he's created an entire world, and has new names for all the months, and all the people have different names and everything.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and he has 2 books in his series, but he'll be there, and we're excited to have him.
Cool.
And music is Harp by Deb Mackey. So, and it'll be nice sort of Celtic sounding, which is lovely. And a good mix with Rebecca, not too loud, so it'll be soothing. So that's really, we wanted to be mindful of that.
And I saw in your notes, I think we have my favorite librarians.
We do, yeah. The book psychic, Allie Charles, and then her she calls Kim Anguish her sidekick. So they'll be there too. It's going to be a packed space, but we figured out we're gonna make it all happen. Yeah. So yeah.
So then, at least 2 other things I want to highlight are the showcase on Maine, what they have coming up.
On Saturday, they have a comedy night, and it's Missy Hall and...
Another person named Hall.
Yeah, another guy named Hall. I'm sorry. Jeremy Hall.
Okay.
So, thank you. And that starts at 8 o'clock, and you can walk in and get tickets. I think they're $15, or you can find them online. If you go to Showcase on Maine on Facebook, and you'll be able to find out about that. The other cool thing in November is they're going to show You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
I've never seen that show.
I haven't either. I mean, I think I read the book or something. There was a book about it. But then this is a more family-friendly kind of event. They just, last weekend, they closed Art, a play called Art. And it was well received, and we really enjoyed going to that. So they're Lee Lewis is running it, and he's trying really hard to, hit all different kinds of people to create a different kind of energy downtown.
That's exciting.
And The Good Man, Charlie Brown is Friday, November 22nd at 8 p.m., Saturday, the 23rd at 2 and 8, and then Sunday, the 24th at 2.
Okay.
And
then the last thing I think is your very exciting upcoming event.
Yes.
Palette and the Page is turning 10.
Yes.
And I know it's going to be a great day.
It is going to be a great day.
I don't know much else.
So we opened our doors on November 9th, 2009, and our party will be November 9th, 2019. It's a Saturday. Yes, which is perfect. And we will start off the day at 10 o'clock with a ribbon cutting because we never had one.
Oh.
Because of the way we started as sort of a pop-up, and then we said, we'll go 6 more months, and then we said, let's do the year, and then we became very serious and became an LLC and everything.
Well, better late than never.
Better late than never. We'll see who shows up. We invited all kinds of people. Everybody's invited, the whole community, anybody that wants to come. After that, we will have somebody Box Turtle Bob.
Oh,
We'll be playing music during the event later in the day, and another singer-songwriter, Em McKeever, will be playing for us. And then we'll have cake, of course, and then we're going to have some food from Central Tavern and Sport. We'll have coffee from East Main Cafe. And one of the really exciting things is we're going to be raffling off art. We've asked our artists to donate art, and so I think it's looking like it might be at least every half hour or every 20 minutes throughout the day. We'll have a raffle. When you come in, you'll get a ticket. If you shop at any other place on Main Street and you bring your receipt, you'll get a ticket with that receipt, and then it'll go into the drawing, and those tickets will come out, and then the next span of time will be new tickets again. But at the end of the day, we're going to raffle off a $100 gift card to the gallery, and all the tickets will go back in the pot.
Very cool.
So we're really excited about that. So we have everything from some prints, a hand-turned pen, a dream catcher, a set of books from Sharon Brubaker, a set of books from Rod Lackey, lots of other things. And then at 4 o'clock, when we close the gallery, we are headed down. We're gonna have beer. Yeah, they're gonna tap a beer in our honor, and it's gonna be the Pout and the Pages Pale Ale, another P. So, and we're gonna play games.
Perfect.
So bring games and come out and hang out with us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun.
We're really pumped. We are. We really are.
Patti Paulus from the Pout and the Page. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Alison. And I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
And now, Cecil County and the world, prepare to get a little bit shaky and scared, because we're going to have a spooktacular Halloween season that lasted from last weekend all the way to Thursday. And if you read this new book by Shannon Ballinger, it might last the rest of your life.
That's right. You never know.
Shane, welcome to Cecil
Hey,
TV.
thank you for having me so much, man. Looking forward to it and appreciate it.
A little bit of background. Doug Donnelly, director of Cecil TV, and I put on an open mic at Wesley's every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, and have done so. Doug's done it for many years. And who should be there but Shane, working at Wesley's, and mentions that he's an author, so I invited him on this show.
Absolutely. Remember
And
very
this
well.
is your current book that
Yes,
you brought.
that's my baby. That's my novel, first novel written. Yes, that is correct.
All right. Now, how did you, at what age did you start becoming interested in writing books or writing in
This
general?
was back in 2015. So, I'm 45 now. So, but I've always had a creative mind, and I've always had an interest with supernatural, vampires, werewolves, and all that. Interview of a Vampire, all those movies, love them. Bram Stoker and stuff like that. And I found it would be interesting. I kind of played down with some ideas, writing on a notepad and stuff like that. And I actually had my oldest daughter at the time, she was 16, come up with the name of the character, Stanley Swanson.
Right.
And really from that point on, I went to work on it. So 9 months later, the book was out.
Cool. Stanley is a werewolf.
Correct, yes.
And there's another character who is a vampire.
Correct, yes.
And his name is?
Gravicus.
Gravitas.
Gravicus.
Like
yeah.
Spartacus.
Kind of like Spartacus, but Gravicus.
Gravicus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So apparently there's a little bit of a story here. Can I read a little bit of
Sure,
this?
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
found something interesting.
Yeah.
So Gravitas and Stanley are going to be sitting down and discussing what is to be a future war between the vampires and the werewolves,
Right.
with humans involved.
Right.
Okay. So Gravitas says, "Please, if you wish, Stanley, follow me down to one of my favorite sitting areas by the beach and let us talk. Let us both make this easy, and I only ask for you to give me a chance to fill you in on what is happening." So they talk a little bit, and then Gravitas takes out a flask, which was filled with blood, and takes a fast swig just before the waitress approaches to ask him if they would like to order something from the menu. Mm-hmm. So he's packing at all times.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
he's a vampire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So the waitress comes up and asks if they want anything, and Gravitas says, "No, I am good, thanks, but perhaps my friend here would like something that is a bit undercooked."
Right.
Right.
Yes. Because the way I have it in my creation of what werewolves are and stuff like that, they like raw meats and things of that nature.
Right.
Nothing live per se, and yeah, that's a little beast side of them.
So they talk a little bit more, and then Stanley says, "Get to the point, Gravicus, and let me make this clear that we are not friends. You wanted to talk, so speak now before I lose interest in what it is that you wish to say." And then Gravicus says, says, "Do you even know much of the war that took place hundreds of years ago, Stanley?" Mm-hmm. So, and Stanley says, I know enough that we were slaves to your kind. What is your point? So this kind of sets up the little history of the deal.
It does, absolutely. And then I went further back in time to give the answer of that war that they had just discussed, which was actually Stanley's father, Sebastian Swanson. So yeah, that's kind of how I toyed with the whole idea and how I wanted it. I wanted to come out with book 1, then go back, do book 2, and then the final book. The
like Star Wars.
Kind of like, George Lucas, absolutely. I learned from the best.
I was reading a little bit of while we were waiting, and I got kind of into it. It looks pretty good, and I got kind of lost track and ended up going. Didn't even know that I had
in
coughed.
the green room.
So I'm looking forward to reading the book.
Absolutely. I just want to let everybody know that I do have a book signing coming up, Meet the Author, at Wesley's.
Could you sign this book for me?
Absolutely. Would love to. Yeah. Just like Graphic is carrying his flask of blood with him, I carry my
flask of blood.
marker.
Yeah. Got to have the refreshments.
Absolutely. All right. I think I lost your page you were on. All right.
And our viewers can come up to Wesley's and get a signed book from you.
Absolutely.
When is this?
This is on the 1st of November. It's they're throwing the big Halloween party, so I'm going to have it all set up, all my books that are available, paperback, hardbacks, all of that stuff. So.
Awesome.
And there you go, my friend.
I thank you.
I do appreciate it.
I feel like I'm in the Halloween season mood, which might last the rest of my life.
Quite possibly.
Because you're going to have more
You
books
never
too, right?
know. Absolutely. Absolutely, I am. So.
Awesome. So it's quite an undertaking, 2015 to now, more or less, to write a book.
Yeah, well, it took me 9 solid months. I have kids back in Kansas, and I was working a full-time job. But I made it very important to myself to spend anywhere from 2 to 3 hours every single day, no matter what, 7 days a week, and for 9 months.
Wow.
To make it happen. And you got to reread your book, make sure you didn't leave anything out and stuff like that. So it was a lot of time put in, let's just put it that way. Late nights, if you will.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So we're looking forward to Wesley's November 1st.
Absolutely.
Like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, starts 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 7 to 9 p.m.
Route 273 in Scenic Fair Hill.
That's right. That's right.
If you want to get scared this Halloween season, and maybe for the rest of your life, come see Stanley and pick up Breed of a Werewolf.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being on the show.
Books are available, Barnes & Noble and Amazon as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's a good point.